Alright, here we go. Alright, so I've been thinking about trying to make this video for a while, guys, and I haven't had really the best ideas of how to make it. I know the information that I need to put in it, and how important it is to the actual gameplay of World of Warcraft, especially in Classic. And what I wanted to talk about today was keybinding. Keybinding is one of those things that I didn't learn about until very, very late in the game. I mean, even looking back, probably until Catalysm. I started in Wrath of the Lich King, and I really didn't get taught about keybinding and just the effect that it can have on your gameplay experience, and just how important it is to overall being being the best player that you can be. To be honest, you can't be the top player if you're sitting there clicking on all your buttons and having to target and hit stuff with your mouse as well. So today I wanted to kind of go over a quick rendition of kind of the years that I've learned about keybinding and the steps that I've taken to try and better myself in this game, and I kind of wanted to share that experience with you, because I think there's a lot of people out there that say, you need this type of mouse, you need this type of keyboard, and I've been through all of that, guys. I've had the 17 button mouses, I've had, stuff like this. This is called the Razer Orb Weaver, and, for a lot of years, this is actually what I used to play World of Warcraft. You can even see I have like a little furniture slider thing on where this little joystick is on this thing, just because it helped me. But I wanted to kind of go over how I kind of got involved in using one of these, and why I think actually just using a keyboard and mouse is a superior, just even a 3-button mouse, is a superior way to play a World of Warcraft. These things are great, but I really noticed, especially on my trips to BlizzCon and that type of stuff, when you sit down to go try out a demo, a game, or you go over to your buddy's house and they don't have one of these, you're pretty much fucked. Like, you can't play the game the way you need to play it. So going into Classic, I really wanted to take a look at my keybinding and the history I've kind of had with keybinding, because I didn't really want to have to use this. I wanted to be able to, sit down at my computer, and then, at work or somewhere where I have some downtime, if I wanted to play, hop in and not feel completely useless without this thing. I could hop in and play the game regular. So I wanted to kind of go over some of that stuff today. So we're going to hop into the game here, and I'm going to show you what exactly I keybind with and how I do it. And hopefully, guys, this will help you out tremendously, especially as we're getting into these later patches in Classic WoW, especially with the honor system coming out in PvP Battlegrounds. If somebody's got this part of the game figured out and you're just kind of still at the starting point, they're going to beat you every time. So let's hop into the game here. Alright, so this is my Tauren Warrior, Triumph TV. He is the one that I've been working on recently, and I'm going to go ahead and go over some keybinds with you. So, as you can see down here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Q, E, R, T, F, Z, X, and C as my main keybinds. And that kind of might sound weird, because when you first start off in WoW, that basically goes 1 through 9 or 1 through 0. Down here, and to be honest, I've never really understood why Blizzard kind of set that up in the first place that way. I guess just to simplify it for new players, and then let players that wanted to dig deeper into the game kind of be able to customize it the way I'm doing now. So as you can see on top of here, this bar actually duplicates basically my bottom bar here, as well as over here. And what I use to be able to hit these buttons is what's called a modifier key. And some people might not actually even know what a modifier key is, but a modifier key is keys like Shift, Control, and Alt. And what those do is whenever you hold one down, So say I want to, switch stances here. Right now I have my battle stance on Shift F. So what I have to do is I actually need to hit Shift, and then I need to hit F. Or oops, here let me switch to a different stance real quick. Okay, so now I'm in I'm in defensive stance. I want to go to battle stance. Right now I have that bound to right here, so I need to hit Shift F, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what that actually looks like on the keyboard. That way you guys can get a better idea. Sorry, this isn't going to be like the best stuff, but I'm hitting Shift right here, right there, and then at the same time I'm hitting F. So it's almost like, it's just the way Blizzard implemented the way the game works, and honestly, it's a great way to play the game. Now, say I want to go to my let's see, Control F. So over here on my mouse, I have actually bound instead of I keep Shift as its original keybind, but on my mouse software itself, and let me pull that up real quick. All right, so this is my mouse software. This is what I'm gonna use for adjusting things on the actual mouse itself. And what's kind of really cool about modern mice is basically all these buttons on this mouse you can put as an input on your keyboard. So if I want, as default, this will become as mouse button 5 and mouse button 4, and maybe I think this one is mouse button 6. So what I've done is I've actually bound Alt, which is a modifier key, to this key right here, and I've also bound Control to this key right here. So what that does is it makes it very easy for me to hit basically the different keybinds within the game, and you can mess with all that stuff in any, if you have a Razer mouse or a SteelSeries mouse or anything like that. I think even Logitech mice have a configuration that you can go download the software online. So definitely do that. It's a big help. So now what that means I'm able to do is whenever I hit this button right there, and I'm holding that down, and I hit F, it's going to switch me to battle stance. And where that keybind is actually on my, I'm looking for my mouse, it's in my hand. It's actually right here, and that is Control F. So right now I have on my Shift F, I have battle stance. On my Control F, I have defensive stance. And then on my Alt F, which is this button right here, that's Alt, and then I just hit F, and that'll switch me to Berserker stance. So you can kind of see how that makes everything so much easier, because you can be hitting all these different keybinds in a really simple pattern, and basically using all the same buttons. So you don't have to have the whole keyboard. Instead of having the whole keyboard have keybinds on it, now it's just these few buttons within the range of your main hand, I guess is what I would call it, where your hand is usually sitting, and you can basically hit a combination of how many things do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 times 4 now, because you don't have to have a modifier key for the first action bar. So basically 12 times 4 is 44. I hope I'm right there. But you have 44 keybinds at the ready, like right next to where your hands are. And honestly, guys, there's not 44 abilities in the game, so you can really kind of mess with macros and all that type of stuff, and have macros bound very easily within a finger's reach at all times. So, and also, guys, something else I kind of found that was kind of cool is with healing items like flasks and bandages and stuff. We'll open up the keybinding options. and I'll kind of show you what everything I just showed you on the keyboard kind of looks like within the options of WoW. So we'll open up their keybinds. So I use WASD to move, and then I'm able to, let's see, go to my action bars. And guys, if you want to just copy from what this is right here, I'll go ahead and scroll through this slowly for you. But basically, this is what I was telling you is down here. So this is going to be my first action bar. Then my control is going to come right here. And, you know, you have more action bars as well. So then you have your shift through here, and that's all going to be found in your action bars and multi-action bars. And for targeting, I actually use my middle mouse button to target the nearest enemy, and a shift mouse button to target the nearest friend. Let me see. There we go. Alright, so what that does is it just gives me so much more control over my gameplay. You know, I'm not having to click on stuff anymore that, you know, is taking time away from being able to check my cooldowns or where my rage bar is at. It just makes the game a whole lot more functional. It's the way the game is supposed to be played. And if you're not playing it, you're really putting yourself at a huge handicap. Especially if you're playing like a hunter or something, because you know you can actually go in and keybind each of those hunter. You have a pet action bar actually. Let me find where it's at. Let me see. Yeah, so right here you have a pet action bar, so you can actually go through and actually say, you know, you don't want to have your alt over here, but you can put alt as your pet keybind, and now everything that your pet is doing is on your alt modifier key, and you can kind of control your pet a whole lot more. You know, almost like another character that you're in command of, rather than just this kind of random thing that goes out and wants to help you do stuff. I just found, especially when I was leveling my hunter, you almost have to have that to be a decent hunter. You need to be in control of your pet. You can't have it running all over the place, you know, and doing crazy stuff. So, one other thing I found is you actually have multiple action bars down here. As you can see, you can kind of click through stuff right here. And what this does, and what I did, is I actually shift right here. It says previous action bar and next action bar. And what I did is to get myself an extra action bar that I'm not necessarily going to use all the time, kind of only when, you know, I'm in an oh shit situation where I need a healing potion or to bandage or something. I actually just hit shift and scroll my wheel mouse down, up or down, and it gets me to that second action bar. So now I have a whole another resource bar at the ready. So actually 44 turns into what's 56 buttons that I have pretty much at the ready at all times, and are easily I'm easily able to hit and not really confuse myself, because basically they're all the same keys. And that's the important thing, is realizing where you have all your keybinds. That way, you know, when you do get into a PvP situation, you're not trying to find where all your stuff is, and you know, it's already there. You're not having to go down there and look and try to click on it while this guy's running circles around you, kicking your ass. So, keybinding is a huge, probably one of the biggest parts of World of Warcraft that you can do to instantly improve your gameplay. Guys, this is not an overnight thing. You're not gonna go in here and keybind all your stuff and instantly be a better player. It's going to take some time to get used to the keybinds, remembering what buttons you have to hit and what combinations work best for you. But it is absolutely worth as much time as most people put into Classic World of Warcraft and World of Warcraft in general. It's definitely worth the time to take, 20-30 minutes and get these keybinds set up. That way you're not at a huge disadvantage, especially once PvP battlegrounds are out and that type of stuff, especially if you're wanting to take your gameplay to that next level in raiding and all that type of stuff. I mean, you can even do targeting keybinds and stuff. You can go way deeper than I'm even showing you guys here. This is just kind of what I've learned over the past 10 years of playing World of Warcraft has helped me tremendously and made me a much, much better player. And I hope this video kind of helps you and gets you to that spot where you're like, okay, I really want to buckle down and you know, learn about keybinding and learn and macros is a whole nother video. Eventually, we'll get there. But you know, you can use keybinding and macros to absolutely take your gameplay in this game to the next level. There's so much depth involved in not only the abilities that you're using on your character and the combinations that you can hit, but also, you know, the combinations that you can keybind together and really make work to help improve your gameplay. So guys, as always, this has been Triumphy. Let me say goodbye here real quick. Really appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it's kind of it's not the most well-produced one, but I didn't really know how to get everything out that I want to on keybinding without just kind of showing you guys what I do and what I've done in the past, and kind of the steps that I've taken to improve my gameplay over the past few years. And I tell you what, guys, this way of keybinding that I just showed you today absolutely has improved my gameplay, even from using something like this, and it's just simplified the whole game in general for me. Hey guys, Triumphy. I just wanted to let you guys know at the end of this video, thank you so much for making it all the way through. I hope it really helps you out in your gameplay. I also wanted to let you guys know, YouTube is not the only thing I do. I do a podcast called The Lion's Pride. It's a classic World of Warcraft podcast where I get some of my buddies and myself, and we just kind of talk classic WoW most days, and I would love for you guys to go over there and check that out. And I also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/TriumphyTV. Definitely go and leave me a follow over there. That way you can know when I'm going live. Lots of times that's where I record these videos, or right now I'm working my way through Scarlet Monastery on my warrior. If you guys enjoy that type of stuff, I know some people don't really like streams as much, but you know, it's all a part of doing this whole thing and trying to make it all work together. So I'd really appreciate your support in all those areas. Thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks.